Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Battle's End second spring live show. I'm Max Moody, COO of the Battle's End, and tonight, in addition to Caziah Holmes, we're going to have 8 different running backs and linebackers joining us. So make sure y'all share this, like the video, that way it gets going in the algorithms. And throw your questions in the chat. We'll pop them up on the screen, and we're going to just dive in here. So Caziah, thanks for being our first one. You are number one of the evening, and we're excited to have you here, man.
Yes, sir. Pleasure to be here.
So, your journey at Florida State's been really interesting. You came in as a transfer from Penn State, which, by the way, shout out 11 of 13 wrestling national championships now. Excited about that. You were like a walk-on, preferred walk-on, whatever that was. And then you got put on scholarship. And now here we are going into next season where you're really expected to be one of the featured backs in the offense. So just, does this spring feeling different, or you kind of take the same mentality every day?
It definitely feels a little different now because, you got a bigger role. Last year was like not too much pressure put on myself. So now, now that you get a bigger role, you're like, okay, I got to be one of the guys that kind of help, lead on the other guys. But also still have that mentality of we still got to get the work in. It's just football. So that's where the mentality is at right now.
And, it sounds like the room, y'all are all kind of pushing each other. Cam Davis, who we'll talk to in a little bit here, he, I guess, had a touchdown in the scrimmage, Norvell said. So, What's the transition of the younger guys coming in been like? How are you helping them out, and how are they pushing y'all a little bit?
I think the young guys look good, especially Coach put them in that fire. Just let seeing them out there, just play their game. It was nice to excited to see. Cam looking really good, Sam, Jaylin, all the new guys, they're just really trying to learn the offense, and seeing them go out there and play, it was nice to see.
So what was it like being back in Doak for the first time? Y'all had a scrimmage. It was like the third practice in pads, or the second?
Fifth
hill. Yeah. So what was it like being back in Doak? And it was a little different with the construction, but
definitely a little different. But it was still a blessing, man, to be there, man. Because everybody doesn't get the opportunity to get to play in Doak, and just to be there and have the opportunity to go out there and to play and go against your guys, man. Just a blessing to be there.
So, folks, we're going to take some questions too. If you have anything you want to ask Caziah, feel free to throw it in the chat. Kev and Jordan are going to throw them up on the screen so we can dive in with those. We got one coming up, Kev. Cool. I'm on a bit of a delay here on YouTube. It's movie magic, folks. We're doing our best here. But, so Caziah, how's it been taking in the new guys and being one of the older ones in the locker room? So a little different than the other question.
It's been good, man, especially with, the 3 guys we got, Cam, Jaylin, and, Sam, still learning and stuff, and D-Money, it's been really good, man. Trying, lead them along, when they get frustrated, it was me and LT, just letting them know, okay, bro, you can relax, or okay, you move your footwork over this time, you can fix it, you can make the big play, and just push them to keep going, when they make a mistake, because, we understand what it's like to be in their shoes, being new, what it's like learning a new offense and stuff like that, and just trying to figure everything out and not trying to be so, I got to do everything right now, so, just being along there, being along on the journey with them, that's what we've been doing.
So I guess kind of build on that question. Obviously, Trey Benson's moving on. He was an incredible force in the locker room. Was he around at all this spring? I know he came back for Pro Day, but has he been around at all? What kind of advice has he given y'all as y'all step into your leadership roles?
He been there. I think he was there, first couple of days, just watching us and just telling us to keep pushing, what I'm saying? We just keep going, never quit, just keep going and just taking it day by day.
Awesome, man. Kev, we got any more? That's a good one. Caziah, what coach would you not want to meet in the A-gap?
What coach?
Yeah, what coach would you be most scared of meeting in there?
Coach Odell.
Yeah,
Coach
he probably
Odell.
still has a little bit.
Coach Odell.
Just run through.
He's still like a force. No, actually, I take that back. Coach Coleman.
Okay. Yeah.
Coach Coleman.
Okay. I love that.
Coach Coleman.
Folks, for those of you not familiar with the football jargon, that is the gap between the center and the guard. So that means you're running full speed, and Odell or Coach Coleman are going to be right there to catch you, and it's not going to be the most fun in the world. Since we've got him in the other room and we'll talk to him tonight, last question, which linebacker hits the hardest?
I got to go with my guy, DJ Lundy, man. You got to bring force when you come with him.
I mean, you look at him, that's not a surprising answer at all.
Yeah.
But because we appreciate you coming in. We're going to bring Jaylin Lucas up next. And, yeah, man, thanks a lot.
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
it.
Thank y'all.
We can't really do anything.
We got it good.
It's all good, folks. Thanks again. If you're just tuning in, this is our spring live show. We're going to have Jaylin Lucas up next. We're also going to talk to 6 other players tonight, all running backs and linebackers. This is brought to you by The Battles End, Florida State's football NIL collective. Y'all can directly support FSU football players by going to thebattlesend.com and joining the family, becoming a member. Oh, come on across yet. And sorry, we're still figuring out the blocking. But yeah, go to thebattlesend.com and directly support Florida State athletes. Make sure you like this stream. Make sure y'all follow this channel for more of these. And Jaylin, welcome, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good, man. So I'm just going to dive right in. You transferred here in January. You're reunited with your brother, Jakai. And one of the questions I saw on the message boards today was that, you're getting a lot of good press. People are real excited. That your name's been out there a lot. What's that been like, first transitioning to a new school and then kind of almost overnight, it seems like, being one of the most talked about names?
The transition being here, it's been phenomenal. I've been loving it so far, just getting in to know the new offense. But it's been a little challenges, but it's going to be some times you have mistakes. But I feel like I'm transitioning well, and my brother teach me a lot on the field and off the field, but I'm loving it here so far.
So there was some conversation last week. Destin Hill, I think, proclaimed he was the fastest on the team. Some articles have said you might be. Who is the fastest on the team this year?
I'm the fastest on the team.
Yeah, 100%. I love that.
Don't get me wrong, Destin, he slide for sure. He slide. But I feel like I'm the fastest on the team.
So let's give the folks who are tuning into this live show some insight. You're known as a return specialist. You were a not returning as in coming back. You were a returner All-American at one point in your time at your other school. And what is it that makes you so good at it? I mean, is it the way you see the field? Do you have any unique approaches that you take in practice? I mean, where does that skill come from?
My approaches at practice, all I do is just key the ball in. I can say it just come with just viewing the field, seeing how the blocks are. All you can do is just see an open gap and hit it. Just stay true to your gaps, like I always say. And once you see it, just use that speed and just make one person miss. It's always gonna be either one person come free. And
do you have favorite moves that you like to put on people? You got kind of a signature
I got a
spin move.
Signature spin move. I either do a spin move or I just cut up field, do like one stick, but I don't do too much. I just use my speed as my advantage.
Love that. We're going to get some questions from the chat going. Again, folks, if y'all want to ask questions for Jaylin or any of our guests we're going to have tonight, feel free to throw them in the comments and we'll get them up on the screen. I got one more while we're getting that up, though. Have you seen the new NFL kickoff format?
Yeah, it's
what do you think of that as like a great returner? How you feeling?
I'm feeling like it's kind of easy a little bit. It gives you time to see what holder hit. But I think it's kind of weird. It's kind of taking the play from the game. I feel like it should be to what it used to be.
Yeah, I'm fascinated to see how special teams coaches are going to approach it.
Right.
Because I feel like they're going to end up finding ways to pull guys around and kind of almost create a two-layered thing.
How are you supposed to block? How long?
Yeah, you're not just guiding guys to open up a part of the field. I mean, you're going to have to actually engage with them and block.
Right.
And I don't know, maybe we'll see some more big guys out there. Maybe we'll have I guess he'll be gone by the time it comes to college, but it'll be interesting. All right, so T-Null2 wants to know, Jaylin, what is your 40 or estimated 40?
My last 40 I had was a 4.29. Yeah.
4.29, folks. If you're not familiar, that's really, really fast. I don't know what the record books look like or anything, but yeah. Jaylin, how's it been being on a team with your brother? I know you say he's teaching you a lot. Is it did y'all play on teams together most time growing up, or were you far apart enough in age?
He's my quarterback in high school. Just playing on the team, my brother, man, it's been amazing. He just teach me the keys of the game, and he just always teach me to just remain humble and just let the game come to you. Just when the opportunity comes, just take advantage of it. His process has been a little different, but it's been great so far.
So you're in a running back room now with Coach Norvell, who all the way back to every school he's coached for, he loves to use a lot of running backs.
Right.
How is that different from how your old school at Indiana approached it? And what's that been like, kind of being this next man up, using 5, 6, 7 backs?
I feel like it's good. All the running backs in the room, I feel like if their number called, we got running backs that can go. We got speed, we got explosive, we got guys that's really can take over the game at any point of time. And I just feel like just having a group of guys that's all in and all focused on the same thing, it just make everybody in the running back room humble and just keep us on the same page. Just never no bad blood with one another, but I feel like any opportunity that's given to any of the backs, we're going to take advantage of it.
Awesome, man. Hey, do you have a favorite run play you like to run?
My favorite run play is probably the outside zone. Just give me open in space. Just seeing what the front is, the 3 takes and things like that. But outside zone is my favorite.
You a Christian McCaffrey fan?
Yeah.
Like watching the Niners run that?
Christian McCaffrey fan.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Well, we appreciate you coming on, folks. Again, this was, one more. My bad. Zach Ainge asked, other than speed, what do you think's your best attribute?
Other than speed, I can change direction like crazy. Yeah.
Like,
I feel
you make that cut.
Yeah. I can make somebody miss, like my one-on-one. Like, give me a one-on-one, I'm going to make that person miss.
Can't wait to see it, man. Oh, sorry, one more, because you said you like to be humble, but who's going to score first, you or Jakai?
Me.
Okay.
I got the opening kick-out return.
Oh, that's right. We'll see you in
Kick-out return,
Ireland.
punt return. Just give it to me.
I can't wait, man. Thanks for coming by.
Man, I appreciate you.
We'll let you slide out. We got who we got coming up next, Kev? Cool. We got Cam Davis coming up next. Folks, that was Jaylin Lucas. And again, I'm Max Moody with The Battles End. That's who's bringing you this live stream. Make sure y'all like the stream, subscribe, all that good stuff. And most importantly, if y'all want to directly support Florida State players through NIL, go to thebattlesend.com and make sure that you become a member today. You can come on through. What we doing, Cam?
Doing good. How you doing?
Good, man. So, folks, join us now. We got Cam Davis, freshman running back, should still be a high school student. You're an early enrollee, coming to us out of Albany, Georgia. And, you know, again, Norvell told the media you scored a touchdown in the scrimmage. I'm going to start on that. Dude, what was that like the first time playing any kind of live football in Doak? You took one to the end zone.
That was probably the best moment of the scrimmage. Last play of the scrimmage. Whole team came up to me, congratulated me. So that was probably my favorite moment. And just being out there with those guys in that type of environment, it showed me how close the team could be. But I don't think we're as close as we should be right now.
So, you know, Coach has said, though, I mean, this might be the fastest team he's ever coached here in his four or 5 years at Florida State. I mean, what exactly does that mean, I guess, for like the casual football fan? We know it has fast players, but is it just some tweaks y'all are doing in the offense? Is it just the personnel? Like, what makes it the fastest team that he's had?
I think it goes with all aspects of the game, being able to process what you have on what play, and even with our winter program, that's how we worked on being able to have those fast, twitchy movements, change directions, and just being quick off the ball, winning your rep, being the first one to create contact. So just being fast helps in all aspects of the game.
What was that like coming to tour duty for the first time? Just give us your unfiltered reaction. I mean, what was going through your head after that?
My first maybe 3 or 4, it was just get through it. Then though, once we got around to the end of the winter program, then I kind of got to the point where, like, don't get tired. I knew I was gonna get tired, and I knew I was gonna show fatigue, but I didn't want to get to the point where I couldn't finish. I couldn't show my best efforts and stuff like that. So my first couple, I definitely struggled. We started off in encouragement, so then we had like 6 stations back to back. So I'm like,
sounds encouraging.
Yeah, I ain't never been a part of this, so it was definitely a challenge, though. It was.
Awesome, man. Folks, if y'all want to ask questions for Cam, please throw them in the chat. Jordan will pop them up on the screen. This is a safe space. You know, only a ton of people watching on YouTube. But
yes, sir.
Was there ever a moment in those first couple tour dues where you were like, I should be in high school right now? What did I sign up for?
I definitely didn't think like that. I felt like with me making the early decision, it definitely prepared me for the best case scenario. Going into next year, I have to do the same thing over again. So being able to go ahead and get it done before that being in the middle of my route. So just being able to get it done early, it gave me a taste of it, let me know what to expect next year again.
I love that mentality, man. I brought a lazy person's mentality. Cam's like, no, I would have never quit. I think this question's a bit obvious. Shout out to Luke for, aptly stating that your bicep was the size of your head.
Yeah, I still owe him for that one.
The iced up Shawn wants to know, Cam Davis, why do they call you Muscle Milk?
I don't really know. I guess
you have no idea.
I have no idea.
No guesses.
Nope. But I think it's just because of like the stature that I had coming in as a freshman, especially coming in early. I think that a lot of guys think I was a lot more advanced, a lot bigger than what I should be. So I think they kind of took, and I take it as a compliment. I just think a lot of the guys like the way that I look coming in as a freshman.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of the fans do too. I think the national media obviously stated. I mean, you're like almost a fully developed college player, and again, you already scoring touchdowns as a testament to that. Timmy wants to know, Cam, what's the most you ever squatted?
Probably what I squatted this year, right at 560. That's definitely probably the most I ever squatted. Going into my 9th grade year, I started off squatting at 535. Dealt with like minor injuries throughout high school, so it kind of dropped me to where I wanted to be coming in. Honestly, coming in, I wanted to be squatting around 650. But now that I stopped at around 560, I want to get up to that goal.
So you were 14 years old squatting 535, or that's amazing.
Somewhere up in there.
Yeah, that's incredible. Justin Montado wants to know, Cam, when was the moment you knew you wanted to be a Seminole?
Honestly, I would say my 9th grade year. Talking to Coach Luck, he was the first. Coach Locke, he was the first running back coach to recruit me. So, just talking to him, and while he was here at Florida State, and then Coach Yak, he jumped on board. It was just something that really stood out to me, for Coach Yak to be able to come in and see the potential in me right then and there. And not only that, just the tradition that I knew Florida State had growing up, watching all the games, even coming to the baseball camps and stuff as a 7th and 8th grader. It was something that I really loved. The atmosphere was always the same. No matter what program I was with or visiting, it was always like the same exact type of mindset, motto, and just culture.
So what's it been like seeing the baseball team do what they're doing this year? I mean, they're having a heck of a year. They've only lost 3 times. They were like a total of 3 runs at Clemson from taking that series, and they've already clinched the season series against Florida. How cool is that watching this year?
I think that it's pretty cool seeing Coach Lynch come in, get the program back to what it used to be, despite the couple of seasons that we kind of went on downhill slope. I think it is pretty good for the program itself, and not only the program, but the fan base to see as well.
So Nino wants to know, what is your plan with Coach Storms? Assuming Coach Storms' plan for
yes,
unless you're planning something.
To keep taking his lead. I just want to get to the point where I trust him already. Of course, he did a lot for my body. Stretching, building, putting on more muscle and stuff. But I just want to get to the point where he knows everything about my body, to where he can make even workouts for me whenever we like go on breaks and stuff like that. He can always have something that I could do to benefit.
So you were probably like unquestionably the strongest dude in your high school by a mile. How different was it for you working out at a place like we've seen the squat party where a bunch of guys are squatting a ton of weight? You got Camden Fryer throwing up 500 pounds. You obviously have the O-line, D-line throwing up a ton of weight, receivers, everyone. I mean, how different of an experience was that for you being like, 560, like a lot of dudes are doing that around here?
It was definitely different. But I didn't take it as I didn't get down on myself, nothing like that. I cheered everybody on, everybody cheered me on, so it was like the environment that I wanted. Being in high school, I was always the only one getting the recognition as having the most weight on the bar and stuff like that, so it kind of made me feel lonely, being the only one to like, I'm the last one in the weight room, everybody waiting on me to get done, so just being able to do that with those guys and seeing everybody have the same weight, it just shows how good of a team we are and how strong we get together. So
it's awesome.
That was a beautiful thing.
I think it was I don't know, one of the poets, I think maybe Lil Wayne, that said it's lonely at the top. But Grill Master wants to know, what was the high school recruitment process like for you? You were committed for multiple years, a rarity in the game these days.
It was still like ongoing process. My mind was always made up, but of course I still had other schools like Georgia, Ohio State, Bama, a lot of schools reaching out still trying to persuade me to flip, stuff like that. But for me, it was more of a respect thing. I knew where I wanted to go, so I didn't go on many visits. I went on maybe 2 or 3, and I asked for permission. Coach Jack could tell you, like, I asked him, could I go somewhere? And Coach Jack, he never complained about it. He wanted me to enjoy it, but for me, it was all about I knew where I wanted to go. I knew where I wanted to be, so I stuck to it.
That's awesome, man. Well, hey, we can't wait to see you running in the stadium and obviously Dublin and all over the ACC this year. One last question before you go, because they're in the other room.
Yes, sir.
Which linebacker hits the hardest?
They haven't caught me yet, so I'd probably say DJ. DJ, pretty big guy, know how to use his hands, technique, so he definitely, like, if you let him get up under your head, for sure, like, ring your bell. So I got to keep my eyes on the swivel for him. But that's what all of them. I got to watch out for him, but they haven't caught me yet, so.
Love that answer, man. We'll leave it on that. Cam, we appreciate you coming in. We're gonna have Blake Nichelson up yet. We're gonna have Blake Nichelson up next, folks. We're live. You know, there's gonna be some wrinkles here, but yeah, appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. Folks, again, that was freshman running back Cam Davis, early enrollee, already scoring touchdowns in Doak. Folks, this stream is brought to you by The Battles End. Make sure you subscribe to our channel for more content like the video. Most importantly, you can directly support Florida State football players by going to thebattlesend.com and becoming a member. We're going to have Blake Nichelson walk through the frame in just a second. He's going to join me right here. Blake, how we doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
Good. Good to see you, man. Excited to have you here. How often do you get your hair cut? Does it just stay at the perfect length all the time? I feel like it's never any shorter, never any longer when I see it.
I usually just keep it at the same. I get it like trimmed up every once in a while, probably like every 4 months, something like that. But yeah.
Love it, man. Well, it's been awesome to see your growth from this time last year. You know, you got here over the summer, and you saw quite a bit of playing time as a freshman. But now you're not one of the older guys, but you know, it's your sophomore year. You're about to start. What's it like being a little older, not being the brand new guy going through all the stuff? How's that transition been?
I feel like it's been great so far. I mean, like that freshman year, it was like kind of just like a learning year, you know, like just getting used to the defense, basically understanding everything. But like now I really got a hold of the defense, and I can actually feel like just confident out there on the field, so I can like be able to play my own game. So I feel like just especially during the spring, my game's just improved a lot since then.
Good, man. What are like the main things you're working on this spring as far as your game?
I think the main thing I've just been working on is just like technique, like just getting off blocks, just like the little things too, just like my first step, stuff like that. And then also just like mastering the defense mostly. That's really the biggest thing.
So I know you played a lot of running back in high school, obviously. You got here, dedicated linebacker. Having a full year of just being a linebacker under your belt, how much has that helped you improve?
Oh, it's definitely helped me a lot because, you know, high school was high school, you know, like I was just running back, linebacker. I was all over the place in high school, basically. And now it's like I get to, like, focus all my talents into one position. So I feel like it's just improved my game, like, so much, just, like, being able to have Coach Shannon and Fuller just, like, kind of develop me as a linebacker.
Yeah, man. And folks, you guys throw your questions in the chat. We'll take them from you live. And if y'all are wondering, he didn't just play a little bit of running back. I mean, he ran for what, like 1,500 yards your senior year, something like that. I mean, you're
I don't even remember.
Back.
It was something like that. I didn't really check my stats. I really just went out there and just played. To be honest, that was really it. But
love it.
No, it was definitely a fun experience to be able to just kind of just be all over the field, high school. But yeah.
So without getting into specifics that'll get anybody in trouble, what's different about this year's defense already than last year's? Obviously, y'all are sending a ton of guys to the NFL, which, you know, unfortunately means we're losing them. But what's been different already?
I feel like just like for me, I feel like it's just a completely like different defense than it is last year. Just all like the the younger players kind of taking in bigger roles. And I feel like I've just seen the improvement just from everyone compared to last year. Like looking at my teammates, and it's like they just like I feel like everyone knows they have to take on this bigger role with like so many people going to the league this past year. So I just saw the development overall of kind of just the whole team. So I feel like for next year we're going to be in a great position.
That's awesome, man. So T. Smiley wants to know, Blake, great reports coming out of spring practice. How well do you feel like you've settled into the linebacker position?
I feel like especially in during this springtime, I've settled like a lot since then, because before, like, it was like at high school I didn't really play too much linebacker. I was mostly like we was talking about, like running back, safety. I would just like play a little bit of edge, but now that I've had like a year under my belt, it's just I'm getting like kind of just used to the position, being able to like read the offense and just like the little techniques, like getting off old linemen and stuff like that. So I feel like I've just developed a lot since I've been here.
So if you mostly played running back, I mean, who identified you as a linebacker first? Like, who was like, no, that's your college position. You should be a linebacker. How'd that happen in high school?
So really what it was is I went to a bunch of these camps, and I would always go there and play like go to the camp like as a running back or like even receiver, because I played receiver too in high school. And then one of the Fresno State coaches just saw me at linebacker, and he was like you look like a good linebacker. And then like they offered me, and I noticed, I'm like, okay, I'm getting like these offers at linebacker. So I'm like, if I'm getting offers at linebacker, I mean, I'm going to trust these college coaches. They obviously know more than me. So that's really what got me to start playing linebacker, was just other coaches like thinking that I'd fit into the linebacker position better.
Yeah, well, I'm glad they identified that, man, because watching you last year, I mean, y'all should be real excited for this year. I'll leave it at that. But Juju Baker wants to know, what's your relationship like with the other linebackers in your class, like DeMarco Ward and Justin Cryer?
Oh, we're all super close. I mean, like I feel like especially after like almost having around a year together, like we're always just hanging out. We go do something. We're always gonna do something together. Even all the younger guys too, like Tamir and Jaden, and even Shawn. Like I feel like we're always like super close. Just like even in the building, like we're always having a fun time. So I feel like our linebacker group this year, I feel like is super special.
So I know last year Tatum and D'Lo had a tradition where they always had to have Outback wings before the game. Like to the point, I'm pretty sure D'Lo's dad had to drive like 30 minutes in Pittsburgh to go find them an Outback.
Yeah.
Do y'all have any traditions as a linebacking core, like anywhere y'all like to eat during game week or anything like that?
I mean, we don't really have anything like specific, like where we go like to a certain restaurant every time. It's like every Thursday we'll have like a linebacker dinner, like right before, like that Friday before the game. So we always just go out and just as a linebacker group and just go out to eat. That's really the only thing I could think of right now.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, thanks for joining us. It's always awesome to talk to you. It's been awesome to watch you develop, and I'm just excited for all the fans to see you on the field in 2024. So,
all right, thank you.
Appreciate you coming by. We still haven't figured out a way to not make this awkward. Folks, thanks for bearing with us in the live. These arms, they come in front of you. It's a whole thing. But we're going to have Shawn Murphy, Alabama transfer linebacker, up next. And, folks, if you're watching this, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and bump us up in the algorithm. And most importantly, if you want to directly support Florida State football players through NIL, go to thebattlesend.com and become a member today. We got Shawn walking in right now. How you doing, man? Good to see you. You just hop on over there. I'm going to just get this out of the way now so the people watching don't have to suffer through this. At the end, I'm just going to let you go because when we try to do a hand, it just doesn't work with these in the way. So when we're done, we'll be done. But, folks, I'm joined by Shawn Murphy from Manassas, Virginia, just transferred from Alabama. Man, we're excited to have you here in the room, but excited to have you on the team.
Appreciate that.
I'm just going to kind of let you give your general thoughts first. You know, like you came from a national championship competing program under the greatest of all time, Nick Saban. What's it been like coming to Florida State? Does it feel similar? Does it feel really different in some ways? What's it been like?
I feel like coming here, the mindset is about the same. Like, there's a really good mindset around the team, and like that all starts with Coach Norvell, and I think he gives that to everybody, and he flows that through the whole team, and you can feel it through the whole team. I feel like everybody's together, everybody's one unit. I feel like there's something really special here at Florida State, and I'm really excited about that.
how long were you on campus before your first tour of duty? Like, how long did you get to kind of settle in before they threw you to the Wolves?
I'd say like a week. I had to do all my physicals and all of that, but after that, I just got straight to it.
So you're here a week, you go in there, and it's like, hey, this is what we like to do a month after the season. What was the first tour of duty like? How'd that feel?
It was pretty good. I had to get back in shape. Just coming out that bowl game, I haven't conditioned that hard in a while, but it was fun. It was a nice thing to experience and to endure and work hard through with all the teammates.
So how much do you and your teammates, and then we'll take some questions from the chat, but you again come in, you just played for a national championship with Alabama. How much are you able to share your experiences with the team here? And is there anything where, I guess what I'm trying to say is like, how much does having that experience help you even though you're at a different school?
Well, I think it helps a lot. And I think just meshing culture with this team and just other players on the team who transferred, I think we could all create something special as one. And just picking Saban's brain and taking everything I learned from him and just bringing it here, that helps a lot. And just learning from what they have already here and they already established here helps a lot. So I feel like meshing all that together just develops me in a different type of way.
Yeah, man. And again, folks, if y'all want to throw any questions out, throw them in the chat. Jordan can throw them up on the screen for me. And if y'all are watching, make sure you like the video, subscribe. That will bump it up in the algorithm and get more people in here. What's been your favorite part about spring practices so far?
Just the atmosphere, like just the players, everybody I'm doing it with, just how I'm being coached, the technique I'm learning, just everything. It's just a fun experience. The energy, the vibes, everything is great during practice, and it's like no other. Like practice is extremely fun how it should be, and it's intense at the same time.
What was it like being in Doak Campbell for the first time? I know it's a little different with the construction, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the cathedrals of college football. What was that like?
It was a great experience. I mean, it was my first time in Doak Campbell, and I was just very happy and excited to be there. And I was blessed and honored to have the opportunity.
So Grillmaster wants to know, for a player that's new to the room here, what stands out the most about this program? Is it position coaches? Obviously, you talked about Coach Norvell, relationships with other players. What's the most unique?
Well, I say the unity. Like, any team can have this amount of great coaches, this, that, and the third, but the fact that everybody's on one unit and everybody thinks the same, everybody works together, everybody knows each other, everybody's very close with each other, I think that separates a lot of programs.
So I'm curious, because I've been fortunate enough to go see a couple practices. I mean, y'all are moving like a well-oiled machine, period to period. Everyone just knows exactly what to do. Did you get like briefed on that, or is that just you go in day one, the other linebackers who've been here are able to say what you're doing and you pick it up? How do you get so on the same page so quickly?
You kind of just go with the flow. I mean, you kind of ask around a little bit, like how does practice go a little bit. They'll tell you like how many periods there are, and then you just kind of got to experience it for yourself and just go with the flow, learn what you're doing, and just work through it.
So Doug Futch wants to know, before transferring, did you have a favorite FSU moment just as a general fan of college football?
I'd say when I was younger, like I know a lot of kids when they're growing up, like playing Little League ball, they watched best jukes, best hits, and I think or best runs, and I think one of the players I watched the most was probably Dalvin Cook.
Okay.
In college, just seeing him run the ball, that was very exciting and electric.
Man, he was something else.
He was.
Yeah, that Orange Bowl game, that was amazing. There's like a little delay, folks. I apologize if I mess up reading yours. It's not your fault. And if y'all have any more questions, please feel free to throw them in the chat. T-Null2 wants to know, Shawn, right after the UGA game, were you fully expecting? I think he means the conference championship game. Okay, I see what he's asking. So after conference championship, y'all played UGA. Got it. Sorry, T-Null. Right after conference championships, were you fully expecting to get in? Like, did you think FSU might sneak in? What was that like from a Bama player's perspective?
I didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, I just prayed, and I know we beat the #1 team, so I had some kind of hope that we would, but I wasn't sure because I knew it wasn't up to me. I just had to wait and see from who gets selected by the committee.
One more. Any clue how Norvell has the energy he has? He seems 100 at all times.
Oh, yeah. I mean, from the first time he recruited me in high school and the second time, his energy hasn't changed. He has a different type of energy about him, and it's every day, all day, whether it's 5 a.m., 6 a.m. to 10 at night. It doesn't matter. He's going to have the same energy.
Same volume
Very
the whole time?
consistent the whole time.
I was wondering, with spring practice coming up, does he have to, go, I don't know, find somewhere to just practice his vocal cords at screaming so he doesn't lose his voice the first couple of days?
I don't know how he keeps his voice. Usually somebody yells the whole time and they just lose their whole voice. But
Yeah.
I don't know. He a pro at that.
That's awesome, man. All right, guys. So next we're going to have Justin Cryer coming through here. Shawn, we really appreciate you stopping by, man. We're excited to see what you do on the field here in 2024.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man, you just head on out. I'm not going to try to
Appreciate
shake your
that.
hand because, again, it just gets too weird. Folks, if y'all are here watching the Battles in Spring Show number 2, make sure y'all drop questions in the chat. Again, we've got Justin Juice Cryer coming up next. And make sure y'all go to thebattlesin.com and become a member to directly support Florida State football players through NIL. Go on, Juice. Yeah, I'm just going to awkwardly sit here, and when it's time to go, just you slide out because, again, these are in the way. We can't,
Cool.
no handshakes or anything. Let's slide that there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just throw those up. All right, man. Well, hey, so let's dive right in about spring practice. How's that going so far? Talk to me about spring practice.
Yeah, with this being my first one, it's definitely a different experience than what I thought. Because like you, as a fan of the sport, like watching it from an outside point of view, like you see the spring game and then like kind of like the theatrics with that. But being on the inside of it and like the day in day out like operation of like having meetings, having practice and stuff, the stuff that goes into it, it was definitely it's a lot more than what I thought it was going to be. But it's a lot of fun. It's kind of the time of the year where like we kind of come together as a group because it's not the like fall camp where we're like spending that time really getting ready for the season, and it's not like we're so far off that like we're just doing workouts. It's kind of that point where like we're all getting to know each other, we spend a lot of time with each other, and it's just been a lot of fun getting to know the guys. Like Shawn has been a great new addition, and obviously a new freshman coming in who enrolled early. So it's been a different from my perspective of how it was going to be, but I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I feel like us as a group are doing a good job.
So how does that feel when you're going through like your first tour of duty and your first spring, but you've been with the team for a season, so you're kind of one of the older guys. It's kind of brand new for you too. Like,
Yeah.
what's that like? Are you still expected to really take on a leadership role, or how does that all go?
Yeah, I won't lie. Tour duty was that was different. I won't lie. They tell you about it. Like I remember they were talking about it from like when I first got here. Like they were like, oh, when y'all go through tour duty, it's gonna be something different. And I'm thinking like it's college workout, whatever. Like it's gonna be hard, but they don't tell you how like crazy it's gonna be. That was that was different, I could tell you. But yeah, I definitely do feel like for only being here for basically not even a full year, but like going on a year, I definitely do feel like just one of the older guys. So I have a season in my belt, but at the same time, I'm still like understanding that there's a lot to learn. So like being able to taking a lot of information from like guys like DJ Lundy, Patrick Payton, the older guys on the back end, Shy, AZ, all those guys who kind of been here and know the ropes a little bit. Definitely being able to kind of be a good listener and taking a lot of information, but at the same time, being able to communicate with newer guys who like Shawn, even though he isn't a freshman, is new to our program. So being able to just get around with him, and then the younger guys like Tamir and JP, just being able to like just kind of speak their language, because I mean it wasn't that long ago that me and Blake and DeMarco and everybody we were just them like what is going on. So definitely knowing what those young guys are going through definitely helps, and just being able to communicate with them effectively has definitely been I feel like my biggest accomplishment so far.
So it's the first time since you've been here that there isn't a Tatum and a D'Lo to yell at people who are kind of becoming the vocal ones in that room now that those two are gone.
Yeah, I feel like because of they're like just how long they've been here, and like the pecking order, like they were like the established vets. So like they were kind of the guys who like if you got a question, go to them, like they know everything. But now with it kind of being like it's a really young group outside of DJ, who's been here for a while, but it's still a young group. Like we're still like haven't been here for that long of a time. So we all have like understand like DJ is the one who knows like if you have like a real big question or if you got something to talk about, you go to him. But I feel like we're all kind of just doing a good job of like holding each other accountable and just kind of doing like the policing each other to make sure we're all doing the right thing. But like from a standpoint of like who's like the guy we go to would be DJ. But I feel like in general we do a good job of just kind of coming together and just helping each other out.
It's great to hear. Yeah, accountability is something that, no matter what position group I talk to, I mean, it seems like y'all are very much a player-led, player accountable, whatever. I fumbled that a bit. But yeah, y'all hold each other accountable within each room. It sounds like every room has not just one, but several guys who are getting onto people and making sure y'all are doing the right things, which is just, just speaks to the culture Norvell's built here. So what are you most excited for this season?
I feel like we're going to shock a lot of people. A lot of people just if you think 13-0, and obviously how last season went, like you think like what's next. But I feel like the team we have, I feel like we're definitely different from last year's thing. But I also think that's it's a good thing for us. I was talking to somebody, one of my teammates, and it was like, we don't have to be that team because we're not. And I think the more we try and be like that team that been here, they've been through the Coach Norvell's first season where they struggled, and then where they kind of started to figure it together, and then the year 3 where they took the big leap, made the Cheez It Bowl, and then last year, like, they've been through all those steps. So like they had all those years of like just kind of like learning and just growing and getting better. We're a different team, right? So if the more we try and like replicate who they were, like at like position by position, like how they were, then it just won't work. I feel like personally, I feel like we ourselves are a different team, but we're also, that makes us like special. I feel like we have a special team on our hands this year. So I feel like the more we stay true to ourselves and just kind of play to our strengths and just come together as one, I feel like we're going to do some damage this year.
That's awesome. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Rock had a quote, right, of like, don't try to be the next me, be the first you. And I just want to dive in just a little deeper on that. Like, what is the identity of this team as it's forming? I mean, what have y'all established, or maybe it's the linebacking room specifically?
I know at least from what we've been talking about, I know this. We had in our meeting today, Coach said this is the fastest team we've had since they got here, and I feel like that's definitely been showing up. I mean, guys like Jaylin Lucas, Sam Singleton, the running backs, they've been going crazy with the speed and stuff like that. But even us, I feel like as a core, we've gotten just a lot more explosive, gotten a lot quicker, and then as a defense, we're just flying sideline to sideline. So I feel like as a team, our speed and physicality is kind of gonna make us different from everybody else, and kind of just put us over the top a little bit.
Yeah, I asked Cam Davis what linebacker hits the hardest, and he said y'all haven't caught him yet. So
freshman.
Austin Hack wants to know what was your favorite home game of 2023?
Mine personally, I'd probably say the Duke game. That was like we had a night game before that. We had the
Southern Miss
game before that, but like our first big night game was a Duke game, and it was the Seminole Heritage where everybody had the Seminole Tribe colors on, and just the atmosphere that we had. It was like my first time being in that real like Doak Campbell night game environment, and it was just like really special to take in as a spectator, let alone being a part of the team, right? Getting around the tunnel, and just being able to just watch everything unfold. Like, it was a good game too. So I feel like that game kind of had everything like you would dream about as being like a college football player as a little kid, and ultimately like getting to that point, like it was definitely something that I was just super happy to be a part of.
Yeah, that was an amazing game, and I think the coolest thing about it was night. There was a lot of energy going into it, and y'all didn't have maybe the best start, and the team just responded. I mean, I think it was I won't remember the score, but I think it was like 14-14 at one point, and y'all just rattled off like 5 unanswered touchdowns and really turned into effectively a blowout by the end. And what is it about the identity of y'all and a Mike Norvell coached football team that lets y'all respond and not just like, when adversity happens, go, oh no, here we go again? Yeah,
that's his big thing. It was kind of a theme for last year. Like, there was a lot of games that we always, it wasn't just out the gates. We were just on it. Like, there were some times where we like had to really beat on our chest, pound our chest, and like kind of dig deep a little bit. That's like the thing he preaches from like day one till you get here, right? Just being able to finish, being able to respond. Like, those two things kind of go together, but at the same time, they're two things that you like just have to learn as being a Florida State football player. And it's just things that you can take like into the rest of your life. Like, things don't always go your way, right? But how you respond is the most important thing, right? And sorry about that, but like the response and being able to finish is like the identity that we had. And I remember every fourth quarter we come in, everybody started beating their chest. Like, it's our identity, it's our trademark, it's what we do. It's just something that we truly believe in ourselves, that like this is what we're going to do, this is how we finish. And we saw it in the Boston College game, the Clemson game, that Duke game, like even the Miami game where they ended up making it close. But at the end of the game, we had to respond, we had to finish, and that's something that if we can take something from this last year's team, will be just our ability to respond and finish games.
Yeah, and really the season as a whole, right? Responding to the end of last season and going all the way this year. Zach Ainge, love this question. What has Coach Ernie Sims brought to the linebacker room since coming on board?
Coach Sims, he's definitely just been a big help from a technical standpoint. A lot of the intricacies that go with the game, he sees so much. I like a guy who I think like I would have really appreciated like my freshman year because so much he sees, and like I feel like he's good for those guys like JP and somebody who just got here who like kind of feeling overwhelmed. He kind of slow the game down for him a little bit, but he's definitely just been a big help from an on-field standpoint of just being technical, and then the bigger picture, like make sure you're running on the field, but not just running on the field like jogging, like make sure you're sprinting, doing everything you can, just kind of get better, because like it's those things that while it doesn't mean that much to sprint on the field, right? It's a habit, right? And it's habits that you form, and habits that you build over time that eventually like you'll see throughout the rest of practices and in games that you're constantly going hard, constantly finishing. So like that mindset and that kind of just his overall vibe kind of just been a big help to our linebacker.
What do guys like Ernie Sims or, Coach Ron Dugans, who are Seminole legends in their own right, how do they help cement that culture, like being able to, show that, hey, we were doing this back in the 90s too, and, look what it became? Like, what do they bring as far as that?
Yeah, they really like pride themselves on like the history that we have here, and kind of like the evolution of the game, that how it's become, and like how we got to where we are today. Like you respect the past and you learn from the past, but at the same time like they always kind of like Corey Fuller too. He's a big one who was on staff who played back then. They always kind of instill in us that it's us, like we are now, right? Because in 10, 15 years, it's going to be the next people. We're not going to be the ones talking about what we did. Like it's always about the now, right? It's always about the brand comes first, the team comes first. So just instilling in us that like we are who we have now. So just like wearing that symbol with pride, and wearing Florida State across your chest, like take pride in that and really just go out there and do what you can.
Yeah, it's just been really, really cool to, again, see like Florida State coming back to what we all know it can be. And I'm going to ask Nino's question, but real quick, I want to change an answer for one of the running backs when they said, what coach would you not want to meet in the A-gap? I forgot about Ernie Sims being on staff. We're going to change whatever answer it was to that, because he is terrifying. Nino wants to know, what aspect of your game would you consider to be your biggest strength?
For me, I think my overall, I say my intellect, and like how I just my as knowledge of the game. I really pride myself on that. It was definitely hard. It was definitely hard when I first got here, because like you, as a freshman, I got here kind of late. Like I pride myself on like being the smartest one on the field. Like no one was gonna happen before it happened. And then like just with the scheme we run offensively, and then what we do on defense, like I was having like a really like difficult time trying to learn it. So I feel like after having a full season under my belt, and then just constantly learning from those older guys, D'Lo and Tatum, and having Lundy with me still, I feel like just I've grown as a player, and has helped me like being able to better communicate with between not just now with like the other linebackers like Blake and Lundy, but being able to communicate with guys on the D line and secondary like Pat and Shibe, front end and back end, like being able to overall just be a better communicator and get everything across the field efficiently has kind of been my biggest strong suit.
Now, what's the main element of your game that you want to improve this spring?
Definitely just being. I want to be more physical. I want to attack stuff more. I just want to just be a more all around complete player. Kind of just be that guy who is just always around the football and just making plays for our team. I just kind of want to kind of bring everything together. But I feel like pre-snap, post-snap, I feel like I've been pretty good with that, and I just want to kind of bring it all together by just bringing it every play, like with just constant effort, constant pursuit to the ball, and just being a game wrecker.
So we asked D'Lo this last summer, and obviously it was great to have it on video. We asked what's it like to score touchdown defense, and thanks to I think we've got it was that game right there. He got to do that. So I'm gonna ask you the same question, man. What do you think it'd be like to score touchdown defense, whether it's a fumble recovery or an interception you take back to the house?
I mean, it's gotta be a different feeling, because we don't get our hands on that ball too much. We really cherish that thing. So I honestly can't tell you what it would feel like until it happens, but obviously we gonna work for it. And then like the manner that he did it, like in that game last year, at the time he did it was just crazy. I remember being on the sideline, like it was just a crazy experience. I know how he must have felt, can't even imagine. But it's one of those things where you don't know until it happens. So we'll have to make that happen this year.
Yeah, I hope it happens again, man. Last question: who is the fastest running back on the team?
Fastest running back? I won't lie. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Jaylin Lucas is the fastest dude I've seen like in my life. He has burners, and like when he like you give him open space, like he can take off.
Yeah, no, we've heard it. I mean, the reports are all over the place.
Yeah.
Again, we can't wait to watch him fly down the field. Can't wait to see all in the field in 2024. And we appreciate you stopping by today, man. Thanks for joining the live show.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll see you. All right, folks, that concludes the Battles End Spring Live Show number 2. We are going to have another one next Wednesday, so make sure y'all stop by, ask questions in the chat, all the stuff you did tonight. Most importantly, if y'all want to support Florida State football players through NIL, which is a key pillar to a successful program in modern college football, make sure y'all go to thebattlesend.com and become a member today. I'm Max, and this was our Spring Live Show.